Hinduism is one of the world's oldest living religions, and has shaped the lives of millions for thousands of years. It is not just a religion, but a way of life, a spiritual tradition, and a diverse system of philosophy and practice. The term Hinduism was coined later in history, to describe the practices of people living beyond the Indus River. Its origins can be traced back to the ancient Indus Valley civilization, around 2500 BCE. The Vedic period followed, during which the sacred texts called the Vedas were composed. These texts introduced core concepts like Dharma, Karma, Samsara, and Moksha. Dharma refers to righteous duty, Karma to the law of cause and effect, Samsara to the cycle of rebirth, and Moksha to liberation from that cycle. Hinduism has no single founder, and no one universally followed scripture. Its sacred texts include the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, and the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a spiritual dialogue offering deep teachings on life, duty, and devotion. Hinduism teaches that the universe is pervaded by one supreme reality known as Brahman. Brahman takes many forms, including the deities, Brahma the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer. Hindus may worship one deity, many, or see all gods as expressions of the same divine source. Major traditions include Vaishnavism, devotion to Vishnu, Shaivism, devotion to Shiva, and Shaktism, worship of the goddess. Some follow the path of Advaita Vedanta, which teaches that the soul Atman and Brahman are one. The goal of life is moksha, which means liberation through realizing the true self. Hinduism supports many spiritual paths: bhakti devotion, jnana knowledge, karma action, and Raja Yoga meditation. Each person may follow the path best suited to their nature and stage of life. The religion encourages self-inquiry, compassion, honesty, non-violence, and reverence for life. Hinduism has deeply influenced Indian art, music, architecture, literature, dance, and science. Ayurveda, the traditional Indian system of medicine, is rooted in Hindu philosophy. Hindu festivals, such as Diwali, Holi, and Navratri, celebrate both spiritual and cultural themes. Temples and rituals are important, but so is meditation, study, and daily ethical living. Hinduism adapts to time and place, while preserving eternal truths. It does not demand blind belief, but invites exploration, reflection, and direct experience of the divine. This openness makes Hinduism not just a religion, but a living, evolving spiritual path for seekers around the world. Hinduism continues to thrive because of its ability to adapt, while preserving timeless truths. It embraces both ritual devotion and philosophical inquiry, offering paths for people of all temperaments. There is no compulsion in Hindu practice. Faith is seen as a personal journey rather than an obligation. Worship can be elaborate with chants, fire offerings, and temple ceremonies, or simple prayers at home. The home shrine is a sacred space where many Hindus perform daily rituals and offer gratitude to the divine. Mantras, sacred syllables, or phrases, are used to focus the mind and connect with spiritual energy. The syllable Om is considered the primal sound, representing the essence of the universe and ultimate reality. Yoga, widely known across the world, has its roots in Hindu philosophy and spiritual discipline. True yoga is not just physical exercise, but a union of the body, mind, and spirit with the divine. There are many forms of yoga: bhakti yoga for devotion, jnana yoga for knowledge, karma yoga for action, and raja yoga for meditation. Each form of yoga leads the seeker toward self-realization and inner peace. Hinduism teaches that the soul is eternal and continues through many lifetimes until it achieves liberation. This process is shaped by karma, our thoughts, words, and deeds in every moment. Good actions bring harmony and progress, while selfish actions lead to suffering and ignorance. The idea is not about judgment or punishment, but about learning and evolving spiritually. Hindus believe that every being, including animals and plants, has a soul and deserves respect. This reverence for life has contributed to vegetarianism and nonviolence in many Hindu communities. Ahimsa, or non-harming, is a core value that inspired global figures like Mahatma Gandhi. Temples are not just buildings, but symbolic representations of the cosmos and divine presence. Temple architecture follows sacred geometry and reflects deep spiritual symbolism. Inside, sacred idols or images are not seen as mere statues, but as living embodiments of the divine. Devotees may offer flowers, lamps, food, and water to express love and devotion. Festivals play an important role in Hindu culture, celebrating stories, seasons, virtues, and divine events. Each festival has unique rituals, foods, dances, and meanings, yet all aim to unite the individual with the divine. Hinduism does not separate the sacred from the everyday. Every action can be a step toward spiritual growth. Hinduism is not just a religion of rituals, it is a deep, intellectual tradition of inquiry and philosophical thought. It developed some of the most ancient and complex systems of philosophy in human history. These systems are called the Shad Darshanas, or 6 classical schools of Hindu philosophy. Each school offers a different lens to understand reality, self, and liberation. The 6 systems are Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Samkhya, Yoga, Mimsa, and Vedanta. Nyaya is the school of logic and reasoning. It emphasizes debate, inference, and valid knowledge. Vaisheshika focuses on metaphysics, analyzing the nature of matter, time, space, and the soul. Together, Nyaya and Vaisheshika seek to understand reality through logic and atomic theory. Samkhya is one of the oldest systems. It speaks of 2 realities, Purusha consciousness and Prakriti nature. According to Samkhya, suffering ends when the soul realizes it is distinct from the material world. Yoga, as taught by Patanjali, builds on Samkhya, but adds practices to still the mind and reach liberation. Patanjali's Yoga Sutras describe the 8 limbs of yoga, including ethics, meditation, and self-discipline. Yoga is not just physical postures, it's a spiritual path to inner silence and union with the divine. Mimamsa emphasizes the importance of Vedic rituals, ethics, and duty in maintaining cosmic order. It believes liberation is achieved through correct actions and honoring the sacred word of the Vedas. Vedanta, perhaps the most influential school, means the end of the Vedas and focuses on inner knowledge. It interprets the Upanishads and teaches that Brahman is the ultimate, formless reality. Advaita Vedanta, founded by Adi Shankaracharya, teaches non-duality. The soul and Brahman are one. According to Advaita, ignorance of our true nature is the cause of suffering and rebirth. When a person realizes the self-Atman is not separate from Brahman, they attain moksha. Dvaita Vedanta, taught by Madhvacharya, presents dualism. God and the soul are eternally distinct. It emphasizes personal devotion to God as the path to liberation. Vishishtadvaita, by Ramanuja, offers qualified non-dualism. The soul is a part of God, like a wave to the ocean. Each of these philosophical paths offers a way to understand reality and walk toward liberation. Hinduism respects that different minds need different teachings, hence, multiple truths can exist side by side. This is why a Hindu can study logic, perform rituals, meditate, and pray, all as valid paths. Rather than forcing belief, Hindu philosophy invites questioning, reflection, and direct experience. The diversity of thought in Hinduism is not confusion, it is inclusion. It reflects the idea that truth is vast, and many rivers can flow to the same ocean. Hinduism is rich in sacred stories that have inspired generations with lessons about life, love, courage, and Dharma. These stories are not just myths, they are symbolic narratives that express deep spiritual and moral truths. The 2 great epics of Hinduism are the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. The Ramayana, written by the sage Valmiki, tells the story of Prince Rama, an ideal man and incarnation of Vishnu. Rama's life is a model of virtue. He honors his father's word, remains loyal to his wife Sita, and upholds Dharma at all costs. Sita represents purity, devotion, and strength, and her journey teaches the power of faith and resilience. Hanuman, the devoted monkey god, symbolizes selfless service, strength, and unshakable loyalty. The villain Ravana, a brilliant yet arrogant king, reminds us that ego and desire can destroy even the most gifted. The Ramayana is not just a tale, it is lived and reenacted every year in festivals like Dussehra and Ramnavami. The Mahabharata, written by Vyasa, is the longest epic in the world with over 100,000 verses. At its heart is the conflict between the Pandavas and the Kauravas royal families, divided by greed and power. This epic is full of heroes, sages, gods, and complex moral dilemmas. The jewel within the Mahabharata is the Bhagavad Gita, a spiritual dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna hesitates to fight against his own kin. Krishna, as his charioteer and divine guide, teaches him about duty, detachment, and the eternal soul. The Gita is not a call to violence, it is a call to action without attachment, and devotion without ego. It teaches that doing one's Dharma with faith is the path to liberation. Krishna, an avatar of Vishnu, is one of the most beloved deities in Hinduism. He is playful as a child, wise as a teacher, and loving as the divine friend and protector. Stories of his youth stealing butter, playing the flute, and dancing with the gopas are deeply symbolic of divine love. Radha, his eternal consort, represents the soul's longing for union with the divine. Another important avatar of Vishnu is Narasimha, the lion-headed god who destroys evil to protect his devotee. Hindu mythology also includes powerful goddesses like Durga, who slays the demon Mahishasura. Her victory is celebrated during Navratri, symbolizing the triumph of good over evil. Kali, the fierce form of the goddess, represents destruction of ego and illusion. Shiva, the destroyer and yogi god, dances the Tandava, symbolizing the cycle of creation and dissolution. Ganesha, the elephant-headed god, is the remover of obstacles and patron of new beginnings. These stories are not meant to be read only once. They are meant to be lived, reflected on, and celebrated. They are passed down through storytelling, theater, dance, songs, and festivals in every corner of India. Mythology in Hinduism does not aim to control it, aims to enlighten. It uses metaphor and emotion to guide the soul toward truth, devotion, and liberation. Hinduism sees the divine not as one or many, but as one expressed in many forms. These forms help the human mind connect to the infinite through names, symbols, and stories. At the center of Hindu worship are the deities, each representing a unique aspect of the supreme reality. Brahman, the formless absolute, can be seen as male, female, both, or beyond gender. The Hindu trinity Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva symbolize creation, preservation, and destruction. Brahma is the creator, rarely worshipped today, but honored for beginning the cosmic cycle. Vishnu is the preserver, who descends to earth as avatars when Dharma is in danger. His 10 avatars include Rama, Krishna, Narasimha, and Buddha, each with deep spiritual meaning. Rama stands for righteousness, Krishna for divine love, and Narasimha for justice. Shiva is the destroyer, but not in a negative sense. He ends illusion, ego, and ignorance. He is the great yogi, seated in meditation, with the Ganga flowing from his hair, and a crescent moon above. Shiva's dance, the Tandava, represents the rhythm of creation and destruction in the universe. Shakti, or divine feminine energy, is the power behind all creation and transformation. She is worshipped as Durga, the warrior goddess who defeats the demon of ego and chaos. Durga rides a lion and holds weapons in each hand, reminding us of inner strength and fearlessness. As Lakshmi, she brings prosperity, beauty, and spiritual fortune into one's life. Lakshmi is often worshipped during Diwali, the festival of light, where her blessings are welcomed into homes. Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, music, and wisdom, is invoked by students and artists. She sits on a white lotus, playing the veena, symbolizing purity and intellectual clarity. Kali, fierce and compassionate, represents time, transformation, and the destruction of ego. Though fearsome in form, Kali is a mother who liberates souls from illusion. Ganesha, the elephant-headed son of Shiva and Parvati, is the remover of obstacles. He is honored at the beginning of every new task, journey, or ritual. His large ears teach us to listen, and his curved trunk shows adaptability in life. Hanuman, the monkey god, is the embodiment of strength, service, and unwavering devotion. He is worshipped not for his power alone, but for his humility and pure love for Rama. Every Hindu deity is a symbol, a doorway to the divine through form and imagination. Different regions and families may worship different forms, but all are seen as aspects of the one. Hinduism encourages personal connection with the divine, allowing each soul to find their path to God. The variety of gods and goddesses reflects life itself, diverse, colorful, dynamic, and sacred. Hinduism views life as a sacred journey through distinct stages called the ashram. These 4 stages guide individuals towards spiritual growth and social responsibility. The first stage is brahmacharya, the student phase dedicated to learning and discipline. Young people study scriptures, ethics, and skills under the guidance of a teacher or guru. Next is grihastha, the householder stage, focused on family, work, and contributing to society. During this phase, one fulfills duties of marriage, raising children, and supporting community welfare. The third stage, vaniprastha, means retiring to the forest and involves gradual withdrawal from worldly life. individuals begin to focus more on meditation, spiritual study, and preparing for renunciation. The final stage is sannyasa renunciation, leaving behind attachments and seeking liberation. Sannyasis live simply, often as monks or wanderers, dedicating themselves fully to spiritual practice. Alongside life stages, Hinduism honors samskaras, sacred rites, marking important life moments. There are traditionally 16 samskaras, including naming, first feeding, marriage, and funeral ceremonies. These rituals sanctify life's transitions and connect the individual with the cosmic order. One of the most known samskaras is the Upanishad ceremony, where a boy receives the sacred thread. This thread represents spiritual responsibility and the start of formal Vedic education. Hindu society historically organized itself into 4 varnas, or classes, based on duties in nature. These are Brahmins, priests, teachers, kshatriyas, warriors, rulers, vishyas, traders, farmers, and Shudras servants, laborers. It's important to note that the Varna system originally focused on qualities and duties, not birth alone. Over time, this evolved into the caste system, which became more rigid and hereditary. Modern India has taken steps to reduce caste discrimination through laws and social reform. Hinduism's core values emphasize dharma, righteous duty over rigid social categories. The system encourages everyone to act according to their nature and capacity for society's harmony. In villages and towns, community life revolves around temples, festivals, and family ties. Pilgrimage is another vital part of sacred life, visiting holy places like Varanasi, Rishikesh, and Tirupati. These journeys are acts of devotion, cleansing, and spiritual renewal. Through sacred life and social structure, Hinduism seeks balance between individual growth and collective well-being. It teaches that every stage and role has meaning on the path to Hindu cosmology presents a universe that is vast, eternal, and cyclical in nature. Unlike linear time concepts, Hinduism views time as repeating cycles of creation, preservation, and destruction. These cycles are called yugas, and there are 4 main yugas in each cosmic age. The Satya Yuga is the age of truth and righteousness, where virtue prevails. Next is the Treta Yuga, when righteousness declines slightly, but still remains strong. The Devapara Yuga follows, with further decline in virtue, and rise in human weakness. Finally, the Kali Yuga is the age of darkness and moral decay, which many believe we live in today. Each full cycle of these 4 yugas is called a Mahayuga, or Great Age. 1,000 Mahagas form a Kalpa, which equals 1 day of Brahma, the creator god. Brahma's lifespan is said to be 100 Brahma years, representing billions of human years. After Brahma's day ends, the universe undergoes pralaya, or dissolution only, to be created anew. This cyclical process repeats infinitely, symbolizing the eternal nature of existence. Hindu cosmology also describes multiple worlds or realms called lokas. These range from higher spiritual realms to lower material ones, reflecting different states of consciousness. The earth, or Burloka, is just one of these many planes where souls experience life and karma. Creation stories often describe the universe emerging from a cosmic egg, or from the divine sound Om. The Hindu view is that the cosmos is alive, conscious, and interconnected through divine energy. The universe is a playlo of the divine, where creation and destruction dance endlessly. The great rivers, mountains, and animals are considered sacred manifestations of this divine cosmos. This deep understanding of time and cosmos encourages patience, humility, and spiritual focus. It reminds seekers that life's difficulties are temporary, and part of a much larger divine rhythm. By aligning with cosmic cycles, through festivals and rituals, Hindus connect with universal harmony. Meditation and spiritual practice help individuals transcend time, and realize their eternal nature. The concept of rebirth and karma fit naturally into this cosmic framework, explaining life's justice. Each soul journeys through many lifetimes, growing closer to liberation with every cycle. Hinduism is not only a philosophy but a practical guide to ethical living and harmony with nature. Central to Hindu ethics is the concept of Dharma, meaning righteous duty, law, and moral order. Dharma varies with one's age, caste, stage of life, and personal nature, guiding choices and actions. Truthfulness, non-violence, compassion, self-control, and generosity are core ethical principles. Ahimsa, or non-violence, is one of the most celebrated values in Hinduism. It teaches respect for all living beings, inspiring vegetarianism and kindness toward animals. Hinduism views the earth as a sacred mother Prithvi, nurturing and sustaining all life. This respect for nature encourages ecological balance and conservation of resources. Rivers like the Ganges are not just water, they are living goddesses, worshipped and protected. Forests, animals, and mountains are seen as homes of divine beings and sacred energy. Many Hindu festivals celebrate the cycles of nature, harvests, seasons, and lunar phases. Daily worship, or puja, connects individuals with the divine and cultivates mindfulness. Puja may involve offering flowers, food, light, and prayers to home altars or temple deities. Simple acts like greeting elders, helping neighbors, and speaking kindly are expressions of Dharma. Self-discipline through practices like fasting and meditation purifies body and mind. The ideal of Shiva, or selfless service, teaches that helping others is a path to spiritual growth. Community festivals, pilgrimages, and charity bind people together in mutual respect and love. Hinduism encourages balance between material life and spiritual goals, individual and community. This balance is reflected in arts, music, dance, and storytelling, which celebrate life's beauty and divinity. Yoga and meditation help manage stress and cultivate peace amid daily challenges. Respect for elders, teachers, and scriptures maintains continuity of tradition and wisdom. Hindu homes often have a sacred space for prayer, reminding residents to live with awareness. By integrating ethics and ecology, Hinduism inspires a holistic, compassionate way of life. Hindu festivals are vibrant celebrations of life, devotion, and cosmic cycles. Each festival honors a deity, season, event, or sacred story, bringing communities together. One of the biggest festivals is Diwali, the festival of lights, symbolizing the victory of light over darkness. During Diwali, homes are decorated with lamps, sweets are shared, and prayers are offered to Lakshmi. Holi, the festival of colors, celebrates spring, love, and the playful spirit of Krishna. People throw colored powders, dance, and sing, breaking social barriers and spreading joy. Navratri is a 9-night festival dedicated to the goddess Durga and her many forms. Devotees fast, pray, and perform dances called Garba and Dandiya to honor feminine power. Raksha Bandhan celebrates the bond between brothers and sisters through tying protective threads. Ganesh Chaturthi honors Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, with processions and clay idol immersion. Janmashtami marks Krishna's birth with fasting, singing, and dramatic reenactments of his childhood. Pilgrimage festivals like Kumbh Mela attract millions to sacred rivers for ritual bathing and purification. Rituals, or pujas, are daily or special ceremonies expressing devotion and inviting blessings. Temples are centers of worship, where priests perform intricate rituals with chants and offerings. Home pujas vary from simple prayers to elaborate ceremonies depending on family tradition. Rituals often involve fire offerings, flowers, incense, food, and ringing bells to awaken the senses. Sacred mantras are repeated to focus the mind and connect with divine vibrations. Each ritual is a symbolic act of surrender, gratitude, and spiritual renewal. Festivals and rituals strengthen identity, pass traditions, and create joy in community life. They teach that life is sacred and every moment can be an act of devotion. Hindu celebrations blend joy, art, music, and spirituality into unforgettable experiences. Through festivals, Hindus remember their stories, values, and the eternal dance of the cosmos. Hinduism today is a vibrant, living tradition, practiced by over 1 billion people globally. It has adapted to modern life while preserving its ancient wisdom and spiritual depth. In India, Hinduism influences culture, politics, art, and everyday life profoundly. Modern Hindu leaders like Swami Vivekananda and Mahatma Gandhi brought its teachings to the world. Vivekananda emphasized universal spirituality, tolerance, and service beyond religious boundaries. Gandhi applied Hindu principles of nonviolence and truth to inspire social change and freedom. Across the world, Hindu temples and communities thrive in countries from the USA to Australia. Yoga and meditation, rooted in Hindu practice, have become global phenomena, promoting health and peace. Hindu festivals and traditions are celebrated with pride by diaspora communities worldwide. Contemporary Hindu thinkers continue to explore the relationship between science and spirituality. Hinduism's pluralism encourages respect for all faiths and emphasizes personal spiritual experience. Technology and media now spread Hindu teachings through videos, apps, and online challenges such as caste discrimination, gender equality, and environmental issues inspire reform efforts. Many Hindu organizations work to preserve sacred sites, support education, and promote social justice. Interfaith dialogue encourages mutual understanding and peace among diverse religious groups. The essence of Hinduism, seeking truth, compassion, and liberation, resonates across cultures. Its teachings inspire millions to live consciously, ethically, and in harmony with nature. Hindu philosophy offers timeless wisdom for the challenges of the modern world. It invites all seekers to explore the mystery of existence with an open heart and mind. From ancient temples to global digital spaces, Hinduism's light continues to shine brightly. This tradition, ever evolving yet rooted in deep truth, invites us all to a journey of spiritual awakening. Thank you for joining this journey through the rich and timeless tradition of Hinduism. I hope this video helped you understand its deep wisdom, vibrant culture, and spiritual beauty. If you enjoyed learning with us today, please like, share, and subscribe for more educational content. Feel free to leave your questions or thoughts in the comment side. Love to hear from you. Remember, every tradition holds lessons that can inspire and unite us all. Stay curious, keep learning, and see you in the next video.